There are a handful of vehicles out there with model names that strike emotional chords with a lot of people. One is the 911, another is the Mustang. There are many number of them out there. One though that is pretty important for a lot of off-road lovers is the name Cherokee. Jeep Cherokee specifically, and after going away for a while, it's back. This is the 2014 Jeep Cherokee, more specifically the Trailhawk version, and we're gonna dive in and take a look at it. Now, it's clear style-wise, we're dealing with a totally new Cherokee. This isn't the TJ that you thought you knew back in the day. This part, though, recalls a bit of that Jeep heritage with the slatted grille, but then you move to these really cool-looking LED daytime running lights, and you've got something very different. These are the headlights down here. Coming along to the side, because this is the Trailhawk, we've got these cool fender flares, butchier, beefier wheels and tires. Of course, you gotta have the trail rated badge. And then the rest of the car is essentially Jeep from the profile. It's really in the front that sets it off as a new Jeep vehicle. Here under the hood of the Jeep Cherokee, we have two choices. You can get the 2.4 liter inline 4-cylinder Tiger Shark motor, which sounds cool, pushes out 184 horsepower and 170 or so pound-feet of torque. This one right here, though, is equipped with the brand new 3.2 liter V6. It's the first Chrysler product to use this engine. It pushes out a little over 270 horsepower and around 240 pound-feet of torque. And if I were shopping, this is the one I'd get, because this isn't going to be a light vehicle. It's not extremely heavy, but still, I want that grunt, nearly 300 horsepower under the hood, especially if I'm going to take this thing off-road. And you can. This is fitted with all-wheel drive as you'd expect. It's trail rated. It's a Jeep. You should get it dirty. Inside, Jeep has done a wonderful job of putting together the cabin of this modern Cherokee. The seats are well bolstered and well cushioned. They're very comfortable. There's a lot going on there to like in terms of the seating space for both the front and rear passengers, and both front seats are heated. There's some neat storage options going on inside the front seat of the Jeep Cherokee. You can grab this piece, flip it up. You've got some storage. Close it up, and then you can hide your weapons and run across the border. The center screen is nice and easy to read. It's big, it's got a great display. It's the Uconnect system, so there's a lot to like there. The navigation is bright and easy to read, and it just connects quickly and seamlessly to your phone. It's a good system with a lot of benefits, and then the audio is great as well. And then since this is a new Jeep Cherokee, you've got a lot to choose from when it comes to driving modes. Jeep fitted the new Cherokee with a slew of driving modes to choose from. You can just keep it in auto, which you're going to do most of the time, or pop it down to snow, sport, sand and mud, or rocks. It's very similar to Land Rover's terrain response system. It also has hill, ascent, and descent control. You can lock the rear diff. Basically, this is a true Jeep, and if you want to take it off-road, you're more than ready to do that with what you have equipped in this Trailhawk version. Another key plus about the interior of the Jeep Cherokee is that there are a slew of ways, I like that word slew apparently, there are a slew of ways to connect your music. There's a USB input, an auxiliary input, and even an SD card reader right there, easy to reach, and that's something that's often overlooked in today's vehicles, so it's nice to see the attention to detail there. So what's it like behind the wheel? Well, I already told you that the seats are comfortable. The infotainment's great. The gauges are crisp and easy to read, especially that center gauge. It's just such a sharp little LCD screen. It really works well here. So visibility-wise, tech-wise, this is a great cabin. This is a modern Jeep Cherokee. Behind the wheel, it's equally good. Like I said earlier, I'm glad I have the V6 equipped version rather than the 4-cylinder. I can't speak to the fact that I think it would be a little bit anemic, but I think it would be a little bit anemic. I've driven various iterations in the Dodge Dart, and I didn't love that car when I thought I would, so I'm glad this one has that 3.2 liter. One part though that I don't love is this 9-speed automatic gearbox. It's interesting, it's unique, but I don't think it's necessary. It's a little sluggish when you're on the highway and you want to drop down a few gears to pass somebody. It almost feels like you're trying to hit boost threshold or turbo lag, when that's not the case. You're just hunting for lower gears. And I don't like that at all. I'd want to just go. There's another feature where you can pop this into a manual mode, but it's quite deceiving, and it's another part that I don't like at all either. Say you slide the shift lever to the left to put it into manual mode, and you select 4th gear. You haven't actually selected 4th gear. What you've done is tell the transmission that it can't go above 4th gear, but it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, anywhere in there. That's not the point of a manual mode. The manual mode is to be, hey, Jeep, get in 4th gear and stay there, or 3rd gear, or 2nd gear. And that would be extremely important, say, when you're off-roading and you want to just keep the car in 2nd gear. Now, though, you can't do that because of this. I mean, you could just put it in 2, but you'd still be battling between 2 and 1. Again, defeats the purpose, not a huge fan. Otherwise, this thing's kind of nice on the road. It's quieter than I expected. It cruises really comfortably on the highway, and it's getting better fuel economy than I thought it would. I've been driving it pretty hard. I've got a lead foot, and I'm just around 19 miles per gallon in mixed driving with more city than highway. So there you go. You can achieve good fuel economy if you don't have fat feet like I do. It's possible, even with that 6-cylinder motor. So a big question is, what's it going to cost to get into one of these? Well, the regular Jeep Cherokee starts in the $20,000 range, but that quickly gets up and up and up and up. This is the Trailhawk. This starts in the mid-30s. This specific one is 38. And that's pretty pricey, but you're getting a very competent off-roader that also happens to be comfortable and have the latest tech features. So there's a trade-off there. You got to spend money to get good cars these days, and this is no exception. And if I'm being quite honest, if I was to buy a Cherokee, the one I would get is the Trailhawk because it looks the most stylish. It's the most butched up. I'd get it with that V6 motor. It's the one that's most ready to be a Jeep. So at the end of the day, what are we dealing with here? Well, it's a capable, comfortable, well-equipped sport utility vehicle that actually enjoys getting dirty. It's also comfortable on the highway. It's comfortable inside. It's well appointed in terms of the tech, the seats, the cargo space. There's a lot of amenities, and that's reflected in the $38,000 price tag our tester here has. So if you're looking to get back into a little bit of heritage with the Jeep brand, this is it. They haven't forgot about their heritage. They've got the traditional grille up front, even though it's funky, it's 21st century. They've got a 1941 stamp in the steering wheel. They're moving forward without forgetting where they came from.